Hey, what is up guys, and welcome to another Eversoul video. So it's been about 3 weeks since the release of Eversoul, and I think I've gotten enough time to grasp the general concepts of the game, and I really have been enjoying the game of Eversoul during these last 2 to 3 weeks. So I believe I'm competent enough to give you guys some beginner tips on the game. However, if you're a day one player like me, or if you've been playing the game for the last couple of weeks, this may not be the video for you. Still, please give this video a chance. You never know, you might learn something new. Alright, let's begin. The first tip I would like to give you guys is to focus on building only 5 units or characters. This is mainly because of the synchro system, which is right here. The level sync. This system takes the lowest level of your 5 units that you've built and applies it to all the characters that you have slot into the level sync. I advise you guys to try and level units from each faction that you have, which include human, fairy, undead, and beast, and preferably the units that you have the most duplicates of, as you'll be able to ascend them to further heights and you'll be able to get them to higher levels. The reason for this is mainly because if you only do one faction, or if you only level up one type of faction, you'll run really low on fodder resources very quickly. However, if you split it between 4 different factions, it'll be less stressful for your fodder resources. I'm currently doing human and fairy, and I'm already starting to feel a lot of pressure since I'm starting to lack the fairy and human fodder resources. So I plan on eventually replacing some of the fairies and humans with an undead unit and a beast unit. Alright, tip number 2 is to save some of your Everstones. Now, I know it's tempting for you to just blow all your Everstones on summons because summoning is fun, but you never know. There might be future units that are coming up that might either be a collab unit or a limited unit that you want, and if you don't have the Everstones to pity them or summon for them, then you'll soon come to regret the decisions you have made in the early game. And there also might be units in the future that might come as a natural legendary. This is just my speculation, because currently we have natural epic units. If I go to my soul section here, like Nicole and Claire, all these units that come as a natural epic unit, you never know, they might eventually release limited or just stronger characters that come naturally as a legendary. I have legendary plus characters here, but if that does happen, you definitely want to have some Everstones saved up to summon for those characters. They might also run angel or demon banners. As you might know, there are currently 2 factions that are special factions in the game that are really difficult to get. For example, Adrian and Ayame, these are the angel and demon characters right here. They might eventually run a raid up banner for these type of characters, so if you have the Everstone saved up, you'll be in good shape. However, I would not recommend you guys hoard Everstones like what I'm doing right now. I currently have 59k Everstones just because I'm a hoarder. I like to hoard in pretty much every gacha game I play. This will actually hinder your progress, especially in this type of game, which is an idle game. I'm definitely starting to feel it. I feel like if I spent some of these Everstones on summons, I'd probably be able to upgrade my characters even further and push farther. So for you guys, I definitely recommend spend some of your Everstones, but don't spend all of them. I think a safe amount to keep is around 17 to 21k, which is roughly 80 to 100 pulls. Alright, the next tip is to maximize your gains with time. And what I mean by this is to try to hold off as long as you can before claiming your loot, opening certain resources in your bag, like the dust, the gold, and the mana crystal things here. I'm going to hold off as long as you can, as well as tackling some content in the game. For example, you want to wait until the end of the week to do your Hall of Memories, and then the end of the day, or this is every 2 days before you finish your Dimensional Labyrinth. You can do it with Arena too if you want, if you're competitive that way. I personally don't. By doing this, this will maximize your value that you gain from these resources and certain contents in the game, and it allows for faster progression. Of course, if you live a busy lifestyle and don't have the time, just do these events and open these boxes, claim your loot whenever you have the time, and just don't forget to do these things before the end of the day or when the game resets. On to the next tip, and that will be to abuse your friends. Okay, that didn't come out right, but you guys know what I mean. Make sure you guys fill up your friends list as soon as possible, especially with active players, So they're constantly sending you hearts, and you'll be able to send them hearts as well. You'll be able to get up to 30 summons or 3 multis every day just because of this system. And make sure you don't forget to hire souls or rent out your friends' souls, preferably the stronger ones, although you can hire souls based on your needs, whatever you need, like a tank, a healer, or a damage dealer. You can do this 5 times per day, and they can be used once per battle. They actually nerfed the system. Before, you could cheese this and use your friend's souls in certain content multiple times before the day expires. However, since they changed this, everything you do in the game, you can only use your friend's soul once. I would highly recommend you guys use this on the story stages to push as far as you can rather than use it on something like Labyrinth or maybe other contents like Gate or Dual Gate. It's definitely not worth it. I would recommend just only using it on story stages. Alright, next tip. We talk about the Zodiac system. I recommend you guys invest into resource signs rather than the stat boosting signs. And the 3 resource signs are Aries, Cancer, and Pisces, or Pieces. I don't know how you pronounce that. Aries is the one that gives you idle mana crystal loot over time. Cancer is the one that gives you idle mana dust over time. And Pieces is the one with idle gold. Of the 3 signs, I recommend Pieces first, since gold is a very demanding resource, and you can use gold for leveling units, buying things from the shop, as well as leveling up your keepsakes. So there are many uses for gold versus the other 2, which would be mana dust, which is only used for leveling up your characters, and Aries, which is only used for leveling up your characters every 20 or 21 levels, I forgot. This is one of those resources that are going to be gating, or it will gatekeep you as you level up your characters to higher levels. So yes, I would definitely recommend you guys level those 3 signs up first before you start tackling or getting into the ones that give you bonus stats. And one last thing before we end off the Zodiac system. I made a mistake actually doing this. I'm going to tell you guys this now so you don't make the same mistake. You can only have 1 active blessing at a time. I thought it doesn't explain it really well. I thought you could have more than 1, so I ended up spending extra Everstones trying to get active blessings for both the Aries and the Pieces sign. So yeah, just make sure you guys only activate 1 of them. Just pick any of the 3 resources that you need currently. I probably recommend Pieces if you want. The other 2 are not as demanding. Alright, next we will go into the town system. Hopefully the game doesn't crash when I go into it. The game does crash quite often. That's one of the things I hate about this game, is whenever I go into the town system, the game decides that my computer or LD player can't handle it, and it just dies on me. Make sure you guys visit your friends every day. You can do this up to 3 times. Click visit town and you can go to your friends, give them a like, go to your guild even, members from your guild. Make sure you do their expeditions and you'll get friendship points for summons. This way you can get up to 30 every day. And of course, make sure you send your units to their part-time jobs as often as you can. Eventually you will run out of characters or their energy will be completely depleted and you have to send them to go to rest before you can send them on part-time jobs again. As for the town shop, I recommend you guys pretty much only buy the structures that have an additional benefit besides just these, I forgot what these are called, the points, like the housing points that you get to level up your town. But just make sure they have some additional benefit, whether it gives your characters bonus attack like this one, whether it gives bonus like idle gold, mana dust, mana crystals, those are usually really good, or if they give your character or town an additional part-time job, that is also not a bad structure as well. But of course, if you guys want to just play this for fun and decorate your town with the structures you like, be my guest, that's also fine as well. And the last thing in the town system is we're going to go to the commercial district real quick. Make sure you go on 3 outings every day with the souls that are either in the commercial district, or you can actually, if they're not here, you can call a specific soul that you want to level up their, I guess this is their affection. I forgot what it's called, but you can get summon tickets this way, and you can go on 3 outings every day. If I chat with Miriam real quick, as you can see, you can go on an outing. I've done all 3 of mine today. It's really quick. You can skip the story if you're not into this weird dating crap that a lot of these gacha games do. You can just skip it and then try to get their affection up as fast as you can. And the last tip I have for you guys is to make sure to lock your epic souls. And what I mean by epic souls are the natural epic souls that you can summon, for example, like Lindsay, Clara, Nicole, Claire. These are all characters that come naturally in the epic tier. And the reason why you want to do this is because you don't want to accidentally use them as fodder when you try to ascend your characters. Some of the ascend stages will require you to use a duplicate of your natural epic character. Let me show you guys real quick in the ascend system. We take a look right here. From Epic to Epic Plus, you will need a dupe of your natural epic character. However, when you get from Epic Plus to Legendary, you can actually just use rare fodder that are in the Epic Plus rarity to get your character to Legendary. And once you get to Legendary, you'll need another dupe again. What I'm saying is don't accidentally use your natural epic characters during these phases where you don't need to. That is why I recommend you guys lock them whenever you summon or pull them from the whatever banner you're pulling from. I don't know why the game just doesn't naturally or automatically lock epic characters when you summon them. I think it's a feature that Kakao Games should implement sometime soon. Otherwise, there's a very high chance that you can accidentally just make a mistake that you'll soon come to regret. And of course, when the time comes when you actually need the duplicate of your epic character to ascend, you can just unlock them and then go from there. Alright guys, well that's going to be it for this Eversoul video. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below, or if you guys have any additional tips that I might have missed out on. If I see any that are worth mentioning, I will pin them in the comments below. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next Eversoul video. Peace!